Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of How I/We Do Things. So in another video, you saw that Tom and I just went out duck hunting today. Duck hunting, waterfowl hunting, whatever you prefer to call it by. So I was lucky enough to be able to harvest a goose. This is a Canadian goose. Tom was lucky enough to be able to harvest 2 Drake mallards, which was awesome. It was his first time going out. It was a really great time. I wanted to go over with you guys how I process the meat on a goose. Now, as you can see, I have already taken all of the feathers, the down feathers and the actual feathers on the breast of the bird. I've already peeled those off. That takes a while. It's not hard to do. Basically, I mean, I can show you some of the other feathers here. So these are your down feathers, the soft fluffy ones underneath. Those come off really, really easy. It doesn't take much to get those off. The problem with these is they like to go everywhere. So having a garbage bag or something right next to you is great. But these feathers that are on the other side, those ones, oftentimes just a quick snap in an upward direction, that will pop them out, or you can do a downward direction. Either way, this will pop these feathers out. Once these feathers are taken and removed, you will see that the down feathers get exposed. And again, like I said, these are very, very easy. I mean, it's next to nothing for pressure to remove those ones. So I would just remove those feathers enough so I can just expose where the breast meat is. So this whole area, if you feel up on a bird, you're going to feel the top part of their rib cage basically, and you can see this is the breastbone. It comes down. You can see a bottom part right here. So the breast meat's going to sit right in this area. So what I'll do at this point, after I've cleared out all these feathers, is I'm going to take my knife, and you can see I started this. I remembered I wanted to do this video after I'd already done this, but I just take my knife and actually go right down along that breastbone. So it's very, very simple to do this. Just a nice sharp knife. We'll easily go through their skin. And if you want tips on how to be able to have a nice sharp knife, we have already posted another video in the How I/We Do Things, and I posted a video about how I sharpen my knives. It's just how I do it. If it's something that you watch and would benefit you, I highly recommend you watch it. So basically, I just go right down through from top to bottom of those 2 bones that cross on the top and the bottom. Then from here, I just take and peel the skin up a little bit, and I just be very careful in sliding this knife. This is a very sharp knife, by the way, so it wouldn't take much to accidentally slip. So I just really gently just press it against the tissue that's actually between the skin and the actual breast meat itself. So you want to try to do your best to avoid nicking any of the breast meat itself. That's your meat. You don't want to waste that. So nice thing is, once you get this started and get a good grip on it, you can actually peel this really easy. It comes off very, very easy. And you're gonna have little pieces of feathers and down feathers like we stuck in there. Unfortunately, they love to join in the party too. So, but basically that's all I do is, and then I will follow. So get that started, I'll come up here and follow right along the top part of that rib cage. Make another incision up there. And then I work my way down. And this is the same thing on both sides. It's pretty repeat. There's not much difference. Just now it's a different side. You can, if you want to, go through the whole process of plucking the birds. I just prefer, when I'm hunting, I take off the bigger chunks of the leg meat, and I will take the breast meat out of a bird. And beyond that, there's not a whole lot else left on the bird for meat. You can pluck the whole thing, and there is a little bit more on the back, not a ton. I have found in the past that honestly it's a lot of effort to pluck a whole bird just to get a little bit of extra meat. Normally I'm not a big fan of wasting meat. I don't like to, but when it comes to waterfowl, I just found that this is the most beneficial way of doing it. Like I said, you can do it the other way and really go all the way around the bird if you would like. So basically, like I said, I just work my way down around the breast meat. Oh, man. Down feathers, boy, they like to get in the way of everything. So then also to have a bag ready to go. So once you get your meat out, you can set it on your bag. And then once I get done taking the meat off the animal, I will take it into my house and rinse it off in cold water, clean up any areas where there may be some some residue of blood if the shot went through and created any kind of a trauma area. I just try to get rid of that, and then beyond that, I just give it a quick rinse and dry it off. Just pat dry it with a paper towel, and then just put it in the bag, stick it in the freezer, and you will probably in one of our future videos see Tom and I enjoying goose meat while we're out camping, or Tom and Jamie or I or whoever's going to be out there. We'll be enjoying this meat over a fire. It's really good to have when you're out camping. I enjoy wild game tremendously. So, excuse me, Jesus. So, at this point in time, the breast meat has been exposed. And you can see this is a nice big chunk of breast meat right here. I hope you guys can see that okay. It's hard when I've got my camera up there, obviously. I'm trying to film myself doing this, but once I get that taken care of, so then I'm basically going to do, in the past, what I found from experience is that this piece of meat right up here, the top part of the breast meat, it has, you can see it kind of rolls a little bit. So if you cut right in here, you actually cut a chunk of meat and miss some of it. So I try to pull it down this way towards me and cut it kind of behind the top part of this rib cage, just so that way I'm getting as much of the meat as possible. But again, you just go right down, you feel that bone in there. You just kind of follow along that. Doing your best to work around, and then I go and I just make my next incision right down along, as close as I can, really getting right in tight to that breastbone, all the way down the length of it. And also, as you are doing this, so the depth of the meat will get more shallow here. So as you can see, this is going to be a very deep cut to be able to get this part of the meat exposed, versus when I get down to the bottom, it's a lot less. And I really, like I said, I try to really stay as tight as I can to these bones, getting all the meat that I can. Once I'm done taking this breast meat out of here, I will show you the difference in thickness. So, it's actually coming out really beautifully right now too. So you can see there's different layers of meat. So this is the thicker part here, there's some more down here. That's a little strip that comes off. I try to keep it all in one piece if I can. And once you get through it, really just, I'm as you can see, I'm putting little to no pressure when slicing through the meat, getting it away from the bone, and just keep working my way around, keeping it as tight as I can. And you can see here there's a little bit of fat down here, but just right along this little ridge here. And down here, it's shallow. There's not a whole lot. It's very, very easy. But I actually sometimes find too, instead of having your knife like this and trying to cut into the meat, which I actually can cut meat off, I actually will turn my knife like this, running perpendicular to the bone here, and then I just kind of just scrape it across the breastbone. And I oftentimes found that it helps to just peel it and scrape it right off. I'm not doing any actual slicing. I'm just peeling the meat right off the bone. A little bit of slicing when you have to get through some areas in here, but for the most part, you'll feel it. It's kind of moves right along. And then you'll have the harder breastbone here. Then you'll get actually into the ribs over here. So just keep going right on along those two. Same thing, just light pressure. Just keep working the meat off the bone. I know for some people this may be a little hard to watch, maybe a little gruesome. This is the reality of it. When you're hunting and harvesting wild game, you know, taking care of it on your own. This is the process. This is what I got taught a long time ago. This is ooh, geez, there's some meat. This is just like I said, this is the how we series and how we do these things. And I just wanted to share it with our audience. For those of you who are hunters, it's nice to have this, especially on YouTube. I don't know about the rest of you, but there's been many a time where YouTube has been my little lifesaver when it's come to having to do things around my house or fix my cars, or you know, doing this kind of stuff. I've actually watched quite a few different videos of people that I know who have done videos of how to process their venison from their deer or whatnot. I don't think I've ever seen one from duck though, or having somebody do a goose or a duck. But every little bit helps. Everyone does it a little bit differently. So it makes us all unique. Everyone does things a little bit different. So again, I just try to stay as tight as I can. Then up here, you'll have, there's a vein that'll run right through here too, into the breast meat. You're gonna hit that. You're gonna get a little spurt of blood. That's common. That's not a normal. Just keep working it down. And eventually you'll see where it comes through and it pops through to the skin on the other side. Those may seem kind of awkward and quiet. And it's probably not the easiest for you guys to see this either. I'm trying to do this as quick as I can, but also trying to just be careful. It doesn't take much to accidentally have a little slip and then, you cut yourself. Which I have done many times when harvesting and processing my wild game. So, just like that. So as you can see, like I was saying, so this is the front part of the breast, is the back, but you can see it's much thinner here, a lot thicker here, but that's what you're basically gonna get. So that is your breast meat steak you're gonna get out of a goose. Me personally, I love the flavor of goose. You can wrap it in bacon, cut it up in thin strips, make it Cajun style. There's all kinds of ways you can cook goose. It is, I find that honestly some kind of an orange sauce goes very, very well with it as well. We'll try to do some videos of us actually cooking this. But I really enjoy goose when I go waterfowl hunting. If I have a choice of a goose or a duck, I prefer a goose. I like the flavor a lot, but also I enjoy the fact that you get a lot more meat out of a goose than you will out of a duck. But it is still either way. I mean, I'll harvest mallards, I'll harvest wood ducks, I'll harvest Canadian geese as well. I enjoy all of them. I think they're really good. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but at this point in time, this is basically what you're going to have when you're done. It's just that whole breast meat's been removed, is all set and done and cleaned up. And then back down here, you can see this. So that's the leg bone right there, the leg meat, sorry. Oh, hey, cool, look at that. Sometimes you'll find those too. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's actually one of the pellets that I used that came out of my shotgun today when harvesting this animal. So, interesting. Sometimes you find those too. But this is the leg meat right here. So I don't go down and get the lower leg meat. What I'll do is kind of work my way just around this, and I'll take these big couple of chunks right here. I'll save those too. And that's about it. That's all I really do with the leg meat. You can bone them all out if you want to. I find it can be a big pain to really try to dive in and get these. I just find it's quick and easy enough to work your way around. This bird's actually got a really good amount of fat on it too, which is a good sign. They've been eating healthy this year. So, and this was a good sized bird today too. Unfortunately, when I shot her, or him, I don't know what it is, but when I shot it this morning, it wasn't a really great shot. It went down, it was wounded, so I had to paddle out and try to get to it and finish it. When I got to it, it actually had enough energy and power. It actually took off again and flew way down the river on me. I didn't get any of that on video, so I had to paddle way back down, almost to basically where we started in the morning, and I ended up paddling right past it. I didn't know where it went. And then on my way back up, I saw it up against the rocks, and I hate it when I shoot a bird and it has the ability to keep flying and it's injured. That really bothers me. So I will go to any extent that I can to make sure that I can reclaim this, claim the bird, and it doesn't just end up going somewhere and dying. I hate doing that. It really bothers me from a hunter's perspective. I really do my best to make sure that I do take good shots, and this one, unfortunately, today was a good shot, but it just wasn't as ideal as it could have been. So I was a little hard on myself, but eventually I was very blessed. God blessed me with the ability to be able to see it and find it, and I was able to get it dispatched and taken care of, brought it in the boat, and it was, like I said, it was Tom's first time hunting today, so it was a lot of fun being able to share that experience with him. I mean, we weren't even in our area where we were going to set up and hunt today. We weren't even there for 20 minutes, and these guys came over, and I have the video of the shot though, so I will definitely be posting that for people to see as well. So the leg meat, again, just kind of work your way down along the inside of the body cavity, work along the ribs, and then just work my way around. Trying to remove as much of the fat as I can. Pop the joint once I get it down there. It's pretty easy to do. And another thing too is, so if anyone's watching this video and they also are waterfowl hunters, if they have other ways of being able to do this that's easier, I would absolutely love some additional advice on how to be able to do it, so it's an easier way to do it. This is, like I said, just how I've been doing it for these years. So it takes a while. It's a patience game. Just gotta work your way through it. Oops, there's a piece of skin on there. So that's it. That's the only part I go for. Just that part right there. And then there's the joint right up in here. I'm not going to go to that point. Basically, at this point in time, I guess I just try to break the bone right here. Cut through all this meat right here. And thankfully, because birds have hollow bones, it's actually very simple to break them. My hatchet's actually in my truck. I don't have it with me right now. So basically all I'm gonna do is I'll break the bone right here, and then I'll have this big chunk of leg meat, and I'll get that on both sides. So the process is the same on both sides. You're gonna have little remnants of blood and stuff like that on you. That's common thing to see. But that's basically all I really do. That's how I process the breast meat and the leg meat. Like I said, the process is to repeat on the opposite side. And then from here, I just take the bird, I fold it up, and I'll just throw it away. There's not much else beyond that I keep. I'm sure some other people may argue with that and say that, oh, you're wasting some meat. And this is just, like I said, this is how I have found it works easiest for me. I get the biggest chunks of meat out of the bird. There is some meat on the back, but I mean, you're going to be getting little pieces. That's a lot of work for just a few pieces of meat. So, but and if people disagree with my process, I understand. You know, everyone has their opinions and everyone has their ways and how they do it. But this is how I do it, and I was just hoping to share it with you guys. I'm hoping that people can learn from this and they can gain some knowledge when they go out waterfowl hunting and they don't have much experience doing this. If they're new to it, or maybe they just want to learn a different way, I hope this can help. I appreciate very much you guys watching our videos. I hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe our videos, and leave some comments if you would, please, if you have any other additional ways that you do it, or if you know of a link of a video that does this, that shows a different way of doing it. I'd be very interested in watching it and seeing if I can learn something from it too.